Live from Cebu Roosevelt Memorial Colleges.
DDD YRB 14.5.
Member, kapisana ng mga batang broadcasters ng Pilipinas.
Modern News Watch.
Good morning, Philippines. Good morning, Bugo. Today is Wednesday, March 2nd, 2022.
This is Foljane Estrada,
And this is Elisha Rose Guliman.
serving you the hottest and the most leading news of the hour. Your news, our business.
Modern News Watch.
The headlines.
Pasteurization, the process discovered in part by the French microbiologist.
A serious research began, developing a practical incandescent lamp.
Charles Babbage created the concept of a programmable computer.
The world's first systematic petroleum refinery was built.
Telephone, a way to transmit speech electronically.
A transportation device designed to move people and cargo from one place to another.
Calculator, the device that performs arithmetic operations on numbers.
The first workable prototype of the Internet.
A motor car's internal combustion engine was powered by gasoline.
GPS, a positioning system based on a network of satellites that continuously transmit coded information.
Pasteurization, computer, and light bulb. Further details by Abigail Ariscado. Abby, take it away.
Pasteurization is the name of the process discovered in part by the French microbiologist Louis Pasteur. This process was first used in 1862 and involves heating milk to a particular temperature for a set amount of time in order to remove microorganisms. Pasteurization is a process in which packaged and non-packaged foods such as milk and fruit juices are treated with mild heat, usually to less than 100 degrees Celsius, to eliminate pathogens and extend shelf life. In 1878, Thomas Edison began serious research into developing a practical incandescent lamp. On October 14, 1878, Edison filed his first patent application for improvement in electric lights. However, he continued to test several types of material for metal filaments to improve upon his original design. By November 4, 1879, he filed another U.S. patent for an electric lamp using a carbon filament or strip coiled and connected to platina contact wires. Charles Babbage created the concept of a programmable computer. We could argue that the first computer was the abacus or its descendant, the slide rule, invented by William O. Thread in 1622. But the first computer resembling today's modern machines was the analytical engine, a device conceived and designed by British mathematician Charles Babbage between 1833 and 1871. Before Babbage came along, a computer was a person, someone who literally sat around all day, adding and subtracting numbers and entered their results into tables. The tables then appeared in books so other people could use them to complete tasks such as launching artillery shields accurately or calculating taxes. The first computer that resembled the modern machines we see today was invented by Charles Babbage between 1833 and 1871. He developed a device, the analytical engine, and worked on it for nearly 40 years. It was a mechanical computer that was powerful enough to perform simple calculations. This is Abigail Ariscado, serving you with news on the go.
Modern News Watch.
Thank you, Abby, for the petroleum refinery and telephone news details. Angelica, take it away.
Petroleum refinery invented by Samuel Kerr. The world's first systematic petroleum refinery was built in Ploiești, Romania in 1856 using the abundant oil available in Romania. In North America, the first oil well was drilled in 1858 by James Miller William in Oil Springs, Ontario, Canada. While the local use of oil goes back many centuries, the petroleum industry is of recent origin. Its current status as a key component of politics, society, and technology has its own roots in the kerosene industry of the late 19th century. The use of the internal combustion engine for automobiles and trucks after 1900s was the critical factor in the explosive growth of the industry in the United States, Russia, and the Middle East. When diesel fuel replaced steam engines in warships, control of oil supplies became a factor in military strategy and played a key role in World War II. In the 19th century, issues of air pollution led to government regulation. In the early 21st century, environmental issues regarding global warming from oil and gas, in addition to coal, makes the industry politically controversial. Petroleum refineries change crude oil into petroleum products for use as fuels for transportation, heating, paving roads, and generating electricity, and as a feedstocks for making chemicals. Refining breaks crude oil down into its various components, which then selectively reconfigured into new products. Telephone invented by Alexander Graham Bell on 1876. Since coming to America as a teaching of the deaf, Alexander Graham Bell had sought a way to transmit speech electronically. He invented the telephone in March 1876. On 1880, Bell set up a lab and worked to improve his invention. The telephone had a large impact. It made a business more efficient, and it saved money from having to travel back and forth from far places, and it made transactions able to occur more quickly. It led to instant communications around the world and even led to the internet. This is Angelica Moralde serving you with news on the go.
Modern News Watch.
Thank you, Angelica, and we will be right back after the commercial.
Every day, Philippine Online is making it easier for people to live, work, and play.
Hey, ready for the game?
I'm just finishing up here with my new activity.
Oh, I can go to the game today.
What? Why?
I've got to send something for my mom's birthday. It's in tomorrow.
Wait, really? Tomorrow? How about this? We'll be the ones to send it for you instead. We can take care of all of that.
Wow, over the Philippine Internet Online can do all that?
Yeah, we sure can. How about you send some nice flowers to your mom as well? All you can do is click on the marketplace and we place an order right away.
Call now for Philippine Online is a new way to use your computer to communicate, have fun, and get instant news and information.
Flowers are already sent.
Wow, that was very quick. Thank you so much. I'll use Philippine Online next time for sure.
And now we are back here in Modern News Watch.
Time check. It's 11:03 in the morning. Once again, you're tuning in to
DDDYRB 104.5 Modern News Watch.
We are back for the remaining news.
Cars and Global Positioning System. Details by Laika Osho. Take it away.
Cars, inventor, Carl Friedrich Benz. Historical antecedent. In 1885, Benz built a motor car whose internal combustion engine was powered by gasoline. A love of bicycling had inspired his desire to create this vehicle, and his first design drew on the tricycle. He takes the lion's share of the credit for the building the world's first automobile, powered by an ICE, largely because he was first one to file a patent for a three-wheeled vehicle with a gas engine to the Imperial Patent Office in Berlin, which he received on January 29, 1886. Remarks: Benz's three-wheeled automobile, which he called the motor wagon, could carry 2 passengers. Prior to building this car, Benz also invented several of its key components, such as the electric ignition, spark plugs, and clutch. The Benz patent motor wagon is considered as the birth certificate of the automobile revolution. Roger L. Eston, GPS, is a positioning system based on a network of satellites that continuously transmit coded information. The information transmitted from the satellites can be interpreted by the receivers to precisely identify locations on the Earth by measuring distances from the satellites. This is Laika Osho, serving you with news on the go.
Modern News Watch.
Thank you, Laika. For the airplane and calculator news, details by Pearly Koyoka. Pearly, please take it away.
Airplanes are transportation devices which are designed to move people and cargo from one place to another. Airplanes come in many different shapes and sizes depending on the mission of the aircraft. During the spring and summer of 1903, they were consumed with leaping that final hurdle into history. On December 17, 1903, Wilbur and Orville Wright made 4 brief flights at Kitty Hawk with their first powered aircraft. The Wright brothers had invented the first successful airplane. Orville and Wilbur Wright grew up in Dayton, Ohio, and developed an interest in aviation after learning of the glider flights of the German engineer Otto Lilienthal in the 1890s. They built printing presses and in 1892 opened the bicycle sales and repair shop. Soon, they were building their own bicycles, and this experience, combined with the profits from their various businesses, allowed them to pursue actively their dream of building the world's first airplane. Airplanes were first used for military purposes during World War I, but only in very limited ways. A calculator is a device that performs arithmetic operations on numbers. The simplest calculators can do only addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. More sophisticated calculators can handle exponential operations, roots, logarithms, trigonometric functions, and hyperbolic functions. Internally, some calculators actually perform all of these functions by repeated processes of addition. In 1642, the Renaissance saw the invention of the mechanical calculator by Wilhelm Schaechard, and several decades later, Blaise Pascal, a device that was at times somewhat over-promoted as being able to perform all 4 arithmetic operations with minimal human intervention. Pascal's calculator could add and subtract 2 numbers directly, and thus, if the tedium could be borne, multiply and divide by repetition. There is a debate about whether Pascal or Schaechard should be credited as the known inventor of a calculating machine due to the differences, like the different aims of both inventions. Wilhelm Schaechard was a German professor of Hebrew and astronomy who became famous in the second part of the 20th century after Franz Hammer, a biographer of Johannes Kepler, claimed that the drawings of a calculating clock predating the public release of Pascal's calculator by 20 years had been discovered in 2 unknown letters written by Schaechard to Johannes Kepler in 1623 and 1624. Pascaline, also called arithmetic machine, the first calculator or adding machine to be produced in any quantity and actually used. The Pascaline was designed and built by the French mathematician, philosopher Blaise Pascal between 1642 and 1644. This is Pearly Koyoka serving you with news on the go.
Modern News Watch.
Thank you, Pearly.
Thank you for listening.
DDDYRB 104.5.
Modern News Watch.
News with integrity.
News with no exception.
Modern News Watch.
We are your partners for this service.
This is Elisha Rose Gulliman.
And this is Phil Jane Estrada. Signing off, good morning.